First and foremost, this information is just going to be for informational purposes only. I am not an attorney. But what I will say, if you've been harmed by Mohela, because I see you said you have been, I guess, looking into the class action lawsuits that have been filed. First and foremost, know exactly how you were harmed by Mohela, because even though there are class action lawsuits that are out there, you still want to be able to have your own allegations against them. And if you have that documentation and that proof to support that, you want to have all of that in order. But what you can do is, because if you're looking at the class action, what's important is to read the information that's in those lawsuits to see exactly what they are alleging against the loan servicer, to see if this is something that aligns with, your allegations as well. Because not only will you see the information for the student loan borrowers who, are part of the class action, but you'll also see the information for the attorneys who filed it. And what that means for you, sometimes you can potentially reach out to those attorneys to kind of get information to see if this is something that you can be a part of. Because sometimes it's not required for you to do anything to become a part of a class action lawsuit. Some people are just pulled into it. That's been happening, or it has happened for student loan borrowers today. They have no idea. They wake up like, wait, my loans were forgiven, and have no idea how it happened. But they were pulled into these group or these class actions lawsuits that was brought against, these other borrowers against the schools that they attended. But in your case, yours is with the loan servicer. So you want to know what those lawsuits, what those complaints are, what the other student loan borrowers are alleging. Do you have your own harm that you can substantiate? Do you have documentation or anything of that nature to help, strengthen your own claim? But when you read these class action lawsuits, they are not necessarily asking the courts to discharge the loans in a sense. Because what they do, when you read these lawsuits, what you'll see is they're not asking for the forgiveness in a sense, but they're seeking that monetary, that to get that money back to the student loan borrower under other sets of laws, so consumer protection laws that they're utilizing. Because remind you, Mohela is a debt collector, so we know that they're governed under the FCRA, the FDCPA, and other consumer protection laws. So you'll see some of that information in these lawsuits to see exactly how they're going after to be able to collect this money, but we're talking about a class action. So we don't even know, depending on how big that class is, how much money you would actually stand to gain in these lawsuits. But there's other ways to get your student loans discharged as well. Just, it just depends on what you qualify for.